Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about things you guys can do to win more gunfights in Warzone. Now, Call of Duty is a very low skill game in terms of gun skill, and you'll hear a lot of pros saying this game is very day to day, which means one day you'll be winning a lot of your 50-50 gunfights, and one day you'll be getting demolished in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys tips to set gunfights up in your favor, rather than it just be 50-50 gunfights that you guys are constantly taking, because that's not how you guys are going to get these high kill wins in Warzone. So what we'll do is I'll start off in a private match just to kind of show you guys these techniques, and then we'll take a look at clips of pro players using these tips to demolish people. That way you guys can get a better idea of how to use these things in game. Alright, so the first tip I wanted to give you guys to win more gunfights is going to be pretty basic, and it's just to use cover and head glitches to your advantage. And I know this tip is pretty basic, so I won't spend too much time on it, but once we start compounding it with the other tips later on in the video, it's going to be a lot more powerful. And just to explain to the people who don't know why sitting on head glitches like this in Call of Duty is so good, if I'm sitting right here behind cover to where the enemy can only see the tip of my head, they pretty much won't get any aim assist. And as a lot of you guys know, the majority of the player base on this game are controller players. So sitting on head glitches is going to be super beneficial. Even if you are going up against a mouse and keyboard player or a very good controller player, if the enemy can only see a couple pixels of you while you can see their whole entire body, it's going to be a lot more likely that you're going to hit shots and they're going to miss shots. Now the next thing you guys can do to win more gunfights, and probably the most broken thing in this game, is to break people's cameras. Now breaking cameras or peeker's advantage is basically the person who peeks around the corner and initiates the gunfight is the one who's first to know about it, so they're going to get first shots before the enemy even knows that they peeked around the corner. This is possible in pretty much every FPS game due to latency and ping, and also Warzone has very low tick rate servers. I think it's only like 12 tick rate servers, whereas games like Valorant have 120 tick rate servers, and there's still heavy cameraing going on in those games. So cameraing people is very simple. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. It's just going to require a little bit of practice to do it perfectly. One of the easiest ways to abuse cameras is to jump shot around a corner. And obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. All you guys have to do is tack sprint, jump around the corner, and you'll see the enemy before they can see you. Now the next best way to break people's cameras, and my personal favorite, is to slide cancel around a corner. So all you have to do is tack sprint, slide jump, you'll do a slide cancel around the corner. You get a little bit of a speed boost, and you'll also throw them off because you'll do a slide and immediately pop back up. And so you'll really throw enemies off with this. So I know hitting slide jump just to go around a corner and jumping around a corner and trying to aim while doing all that is going to be very difficult. So you guys can practice this just by doing what I'm doing right here, just going into a private match, slide cancel around corners, jump around corners. You guys can also turn on bots to practice shooting people while doing these things. Or if you don't have Modern Warfare, you can obviously just load up a plunder and land storage town. That way you'll still have plenty of enemies to shoot. Either way you guys practice these things, eventually it'll become second nature to where you won't even think about it. You'll just start slide canceling around the corner and absolutely destroying people. Also, as I was talking about earlier, you can obviously combo this with the first technique where you can slide cancel into cover or jump into cover. That way you're breaking people's cameras and you're getting into a head glitch to where it's going to be very hard for them to hit you. So here's going to be a clip of Diaz Bilfo showcasing how broken breaking cameras is. So he sees the first guy, he goes to re-challenge the angle, catches this guy in a sprint, breaks his camera with the slide cancel. Here's the second guy coming up, breaks his camera again with the slide cancel. Again, he's caught in a sprint. Here's the third guy coming from the top. So he goes around, peeks the angle with the slide cancel, absolutely destroys 3 of those guys just by breaking cameras. Now the next tip I wanted to give you guys, and probably the most important tip for any FPS game, is going to be centering. Now in Call of Duty, pretty much nobody knows how to center or place their crosshair properly, and it's honestly really sad to see that because it's one of the easiest things you can do to win more gunfights and drastically improve your aim. I'll see a lot of guides say once you see the enemy, flick to where they are and then ADS and shoot at them. The problem with this is that if you already have good centering, then you won't have to flick to where they are, you'll already be centered to where the enemy is most likely going to be. So basically what I mean by this is put your crosshair where the enemy could be, even if you don't know if there's anyone there or not. So let's say I want to go up into the office and peek that angle right there. I'm going to come around and put my crosshair there before I even round the corner. So now I'm going to break down how to peek angles with perfect centering so that once you round the corner, you're pretty much always going to be on target. So first things first, I know there's a doorway right there. Even though I can't see it right here, I know it's there. You know, it's still there even though I can't see it. It's not really rocket science. So let's say you're sprinting down this way. Once you're around here, you want to angle your crosshair to where it's going to be right there. Once you peek the corner, that way you're right on target. Now going in full speed again, it's going to look something like this. As you guys saw, my crosshair went into the wall, and then because of the slide cancel, I was able to peek out pretty quickly and break the camera while having perfect centering. So as I just said, you can compound this with a second tip, so you guys can practice your centering while also slide canceling around and practicing that as well. As you can see, my crosshair is where the enemy is most likely to be, while I'm also slide canceling, making sure that I'm going to be breaking people's cameras if I do spot them. and that my aim's going to be on point before I even see them. Now, of course, I didn't forget about the first tip. If you slide cancel into a head glitch while maintaining perfect centering, you'll pretty much be able to gun anybody. I'm sure even if Scumpy was holding this angle, you guys would have a good chance at killing him. So here's going to be a clip to showcase how to center in gunfights. So as you see, that guy's running, and in a second, I'm going to hop on this hut and center to where I saw him running to. I'm hopping on this hut just so I have some cover and high ground. So I center where I saw the guy running, and I hear footsteps to my right, so I'm centered where I heard the audio. He was a little too far from my shotgun, so I backed off a little bit. Now I see him hopping up. I jump around, and as I jump around, I'm already on him. I don't have to do any flick shots right there. I hear this guy climbing onto my car, so I center there. And the first guy, or the last guy, lands on me, and all I have to do is hip fire him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you guys out. If it did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more Warzone videos like this. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.